Wednesday practice, able to work some good situations today, continuing to build towards Saturday. Trying to continue to enhance the confidence of the situational football that's going to show up, and guys having a better understanding of what they can expect, and then you also being prepared for the unexpected, and that's something we're going to continue to hit on through until game time there on Saturday afternoon. But I think we got another good work day. Guys just continuing to build upon where we're going, and I think for the most part, guys are responding fairly well.
First question will be Irish Norvell from Morecambe.
Hey, Coach, you've talked about the importance of walk-ons in the past. I was curious how you guys went about building your walk-on, group for your first year at Florida State. You got some guys from different backgrounds, different states. How much effort went into that process, not just seeing who showed up in the fall, but finding guys who might be could help out?
Yeah, that's going to be something we'll be very active with here, moving forward. And this first year, obviously, it was a quick turnaround. We were able to identify some guys that we thought would have a chance to be able to come and impact within the program. Whether a guy like Preston Daniel is going to impact this season, but also guys that we feel like as they develop and as they grow, that they have a chance to be able to help this football team in a variety of different ways. So that's something that each year we're limited to how many scholarships that we have, and what we're able to do with those, and everybody has a different background. Some guys, whether it's through an injury, maybe it's through not as much exposure throughout their high school career, that they have to take forge a different path. And we're excited about what we're going to be able to do with our walk-on program here, and and then also it helps that you basically I know it's every year that I've been a head coach, I've been able to put walk-ons on scholarship, and they've been very impactful players for us, and we were able to do that already here this year. So that's something that I believe will continue, and guys want to put themselves in that position to be able to play for this university and represent this team.
Next will be Matt Baker from Tampa Bay Times.
Hey Mike, we've obviously talked about just how weird and crazy everything has been, but now that you're here 75 hours from kickoff or whatever, what has been the hardest transition compared to when your first offseason at Memphis?
I think just juggling all the things with the pandemic is really made it very unique, and just in all aspects, how we meet, what we do. Missing out on this on spring practice, which you take spring ball is people think, well, it's 15 practices. Well, it's really it's over the course of 35 days that you get to meet and practice, and really build upon that expectation of how we do things, and the scrimmage opportunities, spring game. You're missing out on that. Really, it does affect you, and I'm grateful for the time that we were able to have there before camp started with some of the OTAs. I think our guys did a great job with that, and I think we had a good plan. But there's still some things that we're having to do during fall camp to make up for that lost time, and just base understanding of expectations in certain situations. And so that's been a work in progress, and I feel very confident about where we are going into game one, but there's going to be further growth with the experiences that show up on Saturday, and as we continue on through the season.
Next will be Gene Williams from Morecambe.
Hey, Coach. When we spoke to you on Monday, and also Coach Papuchis, there was a lot of oars. I mean, the entire special teams part of the depth chart was filled with oars. I wonder if there's been any clarity on place kicker, punter, and returners now that we're just a couple days away from kickoff.
We're working towards that. I feel very confident and how that's all gonna kind of play out. But we're still there's still a little bit more time left, and there might be a couple game time decisions as we get closer to that. So that's something that we're going to continue to evaluate, and we'll be able to go from there.
Next will be Perry from Tomahawk Nation.
Coach, we have heard nonstop about the faceless opponent. We know that's the number one coach cliche. You kind of got a little bit of hope there, actually, with Georgia Tech releasing their depth chart, and it's not exactly a depth chart. It's just kind of like who they expect to play. How does that help you instill that faceless opponent mindset in your players?
Obviously, we're preparing, for whatever might show up. I know that, having a depth chart, not having a depth chart doesn't matter. I really don't care. We've got to go out there and play with against whoever lines up on across from us, and making sure that we're playing to the best of our ability. In whoever we have to compete against, and that will always be, the thought process. But whether you put out a depth chart or you don't, that's everybody's own own belief in their process. So we've watched a lot of film. We've got understanding that there's the players that we're going to see. We know that there's some newcomers that were either transfers from last year that were ineligible, or guys that were hurt, or new freshmen that are coming in that are going to make an impact. So at the end of the day, we're all going to be kicking off this season with the first game in 2020. So that's what we'll get a better sense of as we move forward throughout the course of the game.
Coach, I know there are two different concepts, RPO and read option, but just in terms of, I guess, James's execution of knowing when to put the ball in the belly of the running back and keep it himself, is that something that's been stressed, or you've seen a sort of development maybe in that aspect of his decision making?
We teach our quarterbacks. They've got a variety of reads on all different plays, whether it's a drop back pass, if there happens to be a run pass option, if whatever the situation calls for. And so we're coaching them. James's development on any type of play that we're running, it all comes down to the base fundamentals, and he's really doing a good job of buying into what we're asking him to do and how to do it. And then obviously he brings his skills and talents to each situation, and that's the same with every quarterback and really each position that we have.
Mike, when you guys get prepared to kick off on Saturday, what's your message going to be to your team before they take the field?
To go out there and play to the best of your ability, play smart, play fast, play physical, and finish every play. If that is our focus. That's the Knoll way. That's why what we want to show up in everything that we do. If we play smart, you'll see a disciplined football team that's out there on the field. We're going to be able to attack in a variety of different ways, offense, defense, and special teams, because we have concepts that are built for our players, and that's something that's important to us. When you can play smart, it gives you the confidence to play fast. That's something that is critical. I talk to our guys all the time. Our greatest talent must be knowledge, and there's as you build through each experience, whether it's on the practice field, in the game, that's something that is huge within this program. I want to see a team that plays physical. And how if you're a physical football team, watch your special teams, right? That toughness, that mindset approach. That's where that's going to show up. And since the first day I got here, I want to be a team that finishes. And no matter what we're doing, whether it's academically, what we're doing in the weight room, what we're doing in the practice field, and dang sure on what we're doing out there on the game field. So that's our focus.
Mike, this can be kind of a weird question. We're here at the Normal for me. Are you guys going to use a turnover prop or anything this year, or what are your beliefs on the turnover chain, or I guess whatever you guys?
No, we're gonna do our best to get the ball back as many times as we can, and we'll celebrate with our guys. We've got kind of our mission takeaway after the game that we'll celebrate guys that do that. But our defense, we're gonna have a focus of getting the ball back to the offense as quick as possible. And if that's a 3 and out, that's celebrated just as good as a takeaway. If we happen to be able to get our hands on the ball and on defense or special teams, that's going to be something that is definitely celebrated and cheered for. But we don't need props.
Last question will go back to Ira from Warcamp.
When we spoke to Parker last week, he mentioned the pressure situations you put the kickers in at the end of practice. I was just curious, is in your experience, is the ability to handle those situations something that guys have or don't have, or is it something that you can create or foster putting them in this situation?
Yeah, I mean, I think you really are able to grow through being put in pressure-packed situations. When you know there's something on the line, you get done with one of our practices. We get after it pretty good, and when you have everybody surrounding you, knowing that you have to do your job to an elite level, or accountability is going to show up. It does add pressure, and there's been guys that I've had throughout my coaching career that maybe didn't handle that great at the beginning, but the more opportunities you can put them in that situation, it becomes more natural to them. And I think that's something that as coaches, we do the same thing. I mean, there's a lot of situations that, like today, for example, we had our 2-minute situation. I mean, that's how we start practice. It is, I mean, as much intensity, as much motion that we can pour into it. For coaches to be able to handle the time management, the thought process on calls, on why we're doing what we're doing, the focus of our players with substitutions, all those things that are going to show up in the game. The more times that we can do that at a high level, the more confidence we're going to have to be able to execute it.